position. I thought that was great in the 10-kilometer freestyle, just behind the biathlete Gusner.
Xanova of Russia in 33rd. Only the top 50 of the World Cup racers invited to race here in the final tour, plus of course the World Junior Championships champions from this year, and that's always interesting to see them up against the big names. Who impressed you on the junior scene this season?
Ustigov, without a doubt, showing special, and Belov took 2 seconds, but I think the biggest star for me was Andy Musgrave, the Scottish athlete, to come fourth at an under-23 World Championships. That is someone who has landed, and of course ranked 83rd in the world from what, 172 people who won World Cup points this season. So he really has landed, and maybe, just maybe, he could do the same at the Olympics, get into that top bracket. I really think it's possible. Yeah,
it's a fantastic achievement to achieve that. As one of the British managers said once, getting a British skier to the top of the world ranking is rather like getting Chad to win the America's Cup. And, and I think Musgrave has almost achieved it. He's world class. He's still a young man, so 2 or 3 seasons maybe.
I think even next year, you know, if he picks and chooses, like this year, to come fourth at the Junior World, just behind Ustigov and Belov, they are world class in the senior field now as well. So who knows? Why not next February?
And do you think he's got the right mentality? I saw his little burst in the Holmenkollen 50 at the first of the intermediates, which perhaps wasn't the best idea. 50 kilometres is never easy at Holmenkollen. It's a nightmare of a race.
I think he'd be disappointed with that. He finished, what, 16 minutes behind over 50 kilometre. But yes, he was going for the World Cup points for the first, or the bonus points. And that changes the shape of the race. But the pace was intense, and you know, Andy's mind is totally there. He is a world-class athlete, and he's just so competitive all the time.
Well, maybe we'll get a chance to chat about Andy Musgrave during the men's race, which is still to come. And although Petter Northug looks as though he's wrapped that one up, there's still a lot to race for, because Villigzanin starts just 30 seconds behind Petter Northug. Once again, Mike, disappointment that Kowalczyk wasn't racing today.
Yeah, I am really disappointed. Clearly, it was a health issue, and that is a real pity. And so many races for Kowalczyk, pushing so hard. And she did, remember, come out of one of the races in Sochi, the sprint races. She just couldn't. I think it was actually the skiathlon, and she just could not keep the pace going. So she has pushed herself as usual so hard and attended all the races.
And finishing off the women's race, Naoko Omori, who started number 50 and actually finishing number 47. So Omori 9:56. She started 6:37 behind.
And that's, of course, 3 withdrawals.
We've got a couple of withdrawals. Kowalczyk, Pajala also didn't race for Sweden, and Giazova of Canada didn't race either. And so that is all the women across the line. Let's go back to the top of the order. Bjørgen, Johaug, Kalle, Weng. As you can see, the Norwegian flag is there in numbers, but well done to Charlotte Kalle for getting on the podium for the 4th time in the mini tour at the end of the season. Jean, of course, of France, deserves a mention. She's had a fantastic season, in 11th place today. Nicole Fessel of Germany certainly got potential. And again, Diggins and Brooks, 2 Americans doing well. They've also got Ida Sargent and, of course, Keegan Randall. The Americans are a team to be reckoned with.
And quite possibly it's that team, wonderful team unit, team spirit they have. 4th at the relay at the World Championships this year. I'm sure it can be a medal next year at the Olympics.
Well, there's a huge amount to look forward to next season. Well, out goes the podium. I'm not sure we're going to have time to wait for the presentations here today, which will be a shame, but we should get a chance to chat to the race winner, Marit Bjørgen, who was just showing that she wasn't 100% confident before the start of the race, but she can relax now. There were no falls. Therese Johaug was strong, but she wasn't strong enough. And of course, without Kowalczyk there to put pressure on the Norwegian, it was pretty much a formality that she was going to come home in 1st place. So, who's had the better season, Mike? Kowalczyk or Bjørgen?
It's difficult, isn't it, to have a look closely at that, but when you lose so many races, 18 races, you can keep your form strong. Yes, Bjørgen has been outstanding. Everything she's done it well and on the podium.
And she gets another financial bonus for winning the sprint standings on the World Cup final tour as well, ahead of Kowalczyk. These are the bonus seconds that have been picked up along the way and tied in at the start of today. No bonuses awarded today. Well, from a pretty miserable day early on, the skies are starting to clear. And spring is arriving, which I believe it's not in the UK. So the World Cup standings, Kowalczyk over 2,000 points, despite the fact that she doesn't race today. Johaug and Randall maintain their positions in second and third. And Marit Bjørgen, having missed 18 races, gets herself up to fourth place. She's gone from 8th to 7th to 6th to 4th in the last 5 days. It's been a phenomenal climb and nothing less than we expect from her. Vibeke Skofterud, 23rd. I wonder whether we'll see her in action next year. She's one of those who we'd love to have seen win a World Cup, but it just hasn't quite happened.
It'll be very competitive in the Norwegian team with the experience of Skofterud, you know, that great mentality that she has, the youth that is coming through. We see them at the top of the field today. That's going to be one almighty selection. They all want to go to the Olympics.
Well, that wraps up the top 66 in the World Cup standings. Nice to see that so many women get on the score sheet. Top 30 in a cross-country race. It changes within the sports. The biathlon now top 40 getting World Cup points. Maybe with slightly larger fields, they may consider changing that, but it's been the same for a while now.
One of the best movers up the field, Patrick. I think you mentioned it when she came in. Kicking Randall, she started 15th today, and she fought her way up through the field up to 7th position. It's one of the best movers, and 22 seconds faster than Marit Bjørgen's time. So she'll be running close to Therese Johaug, who's most likely the fastest time.
Well, all these spectators will no doubt be back in 2015 for the World Championships. There'll be a lot of work on the tracks. Certainly the jumps will see some attention, but one thing we can guarantee is that there will be thousands upon thousands of spectators, and many of them flooding across the Norwegian border as well. The top three today then, and the top three in the mini tour at the end of the season. Charlotte Kalla, who tried and tried and tried, but just couldn't close the gap down on Therese Johaug. Another great run from Charlotte Kalla.
You just feel, had she gone so fast from the start to get in behind Johaug, but of course there's serious risk with that strategy, so she just played it safe, keeping it steady.
Johaug, second place yesterday, has picked up a lot of bonuses over the last week or so. She started yesterday's race in 13th position, promoted herself into third, and today she goes from third to second. She didn't have to chase down Kowalczyk. It was all about defending that second place. And Johaug is more than capable of doing that. She's a fantastic racer. 3 wins this season for Johaug, but she's won some big ones. She's got a world title, and of course, she won the Holmenkollen 30. But what about Marit Bjørgen? Win number 9 today.
It's incredible, and it's so hard to win races when you've got Bjørgen on board. And throughout the rest of the season, you've seen a Kowalczyk in the race. It's very hard for anyone else to get near the top 2 places on the podium.
13 races, and she has never been worse than second. No one has ever achieved that before, although, once again, we do have to remember that she missed the middle of the season. Maybe missing the Tour de Ski isn't such a bad idea.
I think that, of course, the coaches, they'll have some time off now. I know the Norwegian Championships and many others are next weekend, but the coaches will be looking at the strategy, the build-up for next year, and I'm sure they'll be resting her before the Olympics.
But I don't think there's much doubt that she will add to that phenomenal record of 60 World Cup victories that she achieves today.
Marit Bjørgen, congratulations to another victory today. You've wrapped up the season with the World Cup final win. I cannot ask anything else. Could you enjoy at least this final competition of the season?
Yes, I could have lots of time to enjoy the track and the people around the track. And yeah, it's been a great season for me, and to finish like this is great. And yeah, no, I'm looking forward to some vacation, and looking forward to a new season again and into Sochi. So yeah, I'm really happy, and yeah, for the results I have this winter and the World Championship. So yeah, I'm really happy.
Looking back on all the great results, all the great performances you delivered this year, what is your favorite moment? What is the best memory you will carry home from the 2012-2013 season?
Of course, it's the World Champion in Val di Fiemme. It was so great. 4 gold and 1 silver is more than I hoped for, so I'm really happy with that.
Thank you very much and congratulations.
Thank you.
Well done to Marit Bjørgen. She does seem to know how to peak for the major championships. She did it in Vancouver, she did it in Oslo, she's done it in Val di Fiemme this year, and of course wrapping it up with a win as well, which will give her certainly good spirits, good confidence for next year as well. Well, that's all for the women's tour. The men are back in action today, 13:35 European time, so they're off in just 20 minutes time. We of course will have all that action live. Norway will be hoping to do the double with Petter Northug leading away. My thanks to Mike for his company over the season, and of course to all of you for watching the cross country all the way through, from the start in Gällivare, the Tour de Ski, the World Championships in Val di Fiemme, and the World Cup finals here in Falun.